Alright. Yeah, clean all this up here. Yeah, that's all done. We just grabbed our loot. I think it was like the end of the day last night or this morning or whatever. I had to call it. I only, oh shit, it's what, 3 something right now. It's getting started super late. Too bad. Oh, I don't mind getting loot like that. That's actually like those gems can be worth shit, anywhere from 10 to 25 silver. At least like 12.50, 15, stuff like that. Not let the entire map aggro on us, which they did anyway. They did anyway. Maybe some of the archers will stay back.
Got it. Now's better than later.
Let's have at it!
All right. Got it. Get you a ladder. Get off my back. Now's better than later. That's right. Come on!
Oh, I thought they would kill him out right now. I'm so close. Like that. One overcut, one uppercut. You know, it worked out pretty good. I could probably roll it with my character, because I think I'm going to give the belt to Win. Man, I wish I could play tank in Origins like I do in Dragon Age 2 as a two-hander. But it's just, that's a little too much to ask. It's just not tanky enough. There's going to be certain things that are just going to, no matter how you got Wind protecting you.
Can I get you a ladder? Can you get off my back? Now's better than later.
I think we can grab 2 of the monetary gain belts from Bodan. I think he sells them. It won't matter later, but they're pretty good early on. Keep you on top of that, money you've got to spend thing. Can't have any of the lock chest, obviously.
Ladder so you can get off my back. Got it. You're in a little over your head. Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Big swings. Big swings. It's not the speed fun fest that Dragon Age 2 is, but still, it can be all right. It's not terrible. We got heals too. We haven't really had to use them.
Maker's breath. What are these Darkspawn doing ahead of the rest of the Horde? There wasn't supposed to be any resistance here.
Well, we could just tell them they're in the wrong
because
place.
clearly this is all just a misunderstanding.
Absolutely.
We'll laugh about this later.
Must be.
At any rate, we need to hurry. We need to get up to the top of the tower and light the signal fire in time. Taron Logain will be waiting for the signal.
Good thing with this, or if you're playing a rogue, is you can, I think the mage guy, I believe he can make, yeah, he can make basic potions. Got plenty of flasks. I think we got plenty of those too. You know, I didn't do a survey last night. A bunch of people here too. I should have done a survey because I just kind of picked two-hander just because I like it. But I really like Rogue too, and I really like being able to grab all this shit in all three of the games. Well, in the third game, yeah, you're the only one that can pick locks, but there's ways to bust down certain doors. When it comes down to it, the Rogue is the one, you know, that does the locks.
Creatures.
But
All right.
Warriors can do some door picking. Damn! 51! 51 at like level, what are we, like level 6, 7? I don't know. Alright, definitely saving that. I'm glad I saved that. That is interesting. The armor penetration is only 1. Look at the armor penetration on that hammer. Yeah, it's a point lower in damage, but the strength modifier is actually 15% higher. So, like at this point, I think our strength is only around probably about 40. No, 33, not even 33. So 33, 10% of 33 would be 3. So another half of that would be 4, 4.5, almost 5. Like that's almost 5 extra strength counted towards my character because of the weapon. That's actually about 2 points of damage. 2 DPS. I believe that's right. I could go look. Let's see. What's my... Show my DPS? Damage is 34 if I unequip my hammer. My damage goes down to... Shit. 20. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so it's 14 points. Let's see. 20.1 to... 33.8. Okay, that's 13.7. And the hammer actually only does 9.6. So that, okay, that extra 15% strength modifier is actually counting towards, actually it's not 15% more, it's actually a quarter more of my strength. Whereas a sword is 10% more. So I'm looking at see, without the hammer it said I was doing 20, but the hammer says I was doing 13.5, so a quarter of my strength is doing, yeah, about 4 points. Extra 4 points of damage. Not counting the hammer itself. So next extra 4 on top of that from that 25% strength modifier. So It's adding another. I mean, at this point right now, it'll give diminished returns as your strength gets higher, but it will still steadily add just a little more strength to your total. Like right now, it's sitting at like 70%. %, using the hammer. Damage bonus, as opposed to just using bare fists, I guess. I guess you're just talking about a bottom line, just strength, damage rate. But that armor penetration is, I mean, about the only thing that doesn't really count for is maybe a wolf. Like, even these little rogues with their little basic stuff, I mean, you completely bypass their armor completely. Like, the smaller Darkspawn, instead of hitting them for like 33 or 35, I hit them for 51. Like, that's a full extra, like, shit, I don't know, somehow 16 points of damage. Whatever. Not really sure how that works, but I'll take it. Really almost 18 points of damage, to be honest.
Twisted creatures. Got it. Now's better than later. I'll get on it. Got it. Strike at me if you dare! I'll get on it.
That's 50 again. Those are crits too, so that crits can vary.
Get off my back.
Beautiful. Good stuff. Shooting in the ballista is fun, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, even if it doesn't really do anything, it's still fun, so... Last I looked, that was probably the point of playing a game, it's because it's fun. Yeah, no point saving that. No interest in that. Okay, so the good thing here is that's a full set for Leliana we've already got set aside. We give this belt to, honestly, I just wish I could use Morgan. That's another thing I got to thinking, man. Hey, what's up, James? I've got this belt, and if you give this belt to Morgan, and then give, I think it's the Creationist Cord, or something, no, it's not the Creationist, it's something else. I think you have to buy it. Anyway, you give that to Win, and then, it's a no Leliana party. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks, but you can get Morgan in there as a Blood Mage. I mean, honestly, you can roll with Leliana until later in the game, because Morgan really can't be your Blood Mage until about level 18 anyway. I mean, you're actually done building your character at that point. That's about the first time you can actually even start to use it with her, because you can't get her a specialization until she's 14. You can't use the cool blood magic shit until you're 15 or 16. You still got to make her viable, right? So maybe a Leliana Morgan run, like switching from one to the other when the other becomes viable. You know, just build her accordingly as you go. Throw her some gear. Once you get like unlimited money, throw her some more gear. Set her up. Have her ready. Get her, you know, a gangster ass set of mage robes. Like, get her the Reaper's vestments, and then get her the life giver ring. Bro, do you understand exactly how much constitution that is? She actually lives as a blood mage and can do all the blood magic shit and keep herself alive. Dude, it's pretty sick. And literally, she does nothing but paralyze shit for you. You just have her on blood wound whenever it's available. Like, as long as there's 3 or more enemies around, fuck it, just use that. Like, that type of shit, right? Or really, I like having her use it on elites, because if there's an elite, they're probably surrounded by 4 or 5 enemies all the time anyway. And if it's just an elite by itself, she has a chance of paralyzing and doing major spirit damage. Right? So, like, it's a really cool combo with her. It's kind of a different take on the... Like, I think that was like the go-to. If you're playing a rogue, it's you, Alistair, Wynn, Morrigan. Maybe Liliana, but if you're playing a rogue, it's probably Morrigan. Right? But then on the flip side... Yeah. Then on the flip side, if you're playing a rogue, if you got Liliana, you can literally get the best of both worlds. You can get all the decks and you can have all the cunning bonus. You just make Liliana a major cunning rogue and give her all the assassin skills, and you're just a backstabbing combo. But there's really not a lot of freezes and stuff and stuns for that. Right? So, like, that's kind of a downside. Don't know. Because you get those, you get free backstabs everywhere. So, yeah, that's another thing. Not really sure, man. I don't know. I mean, two-hander is never wrong. Really, I mean, like, I'm doing a trilogy, though. So whatever I do here is what I'm doing in Dragon, in DA2 and Inquisition. And Reaver, especially two-handed Reaver, it's all right in Inquisition. You can make it all right at times. It's cool enough, I guess.
No end to these blasted things! All right. Now it's better than later. I'll get on it. Got it. This'll be fun! Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? All right.
It's a gotcha!
I'll get on it. All right.
So I'm hitting in the 30s, right? And that's pretty decent. That's why I picked the hammer. The hammer's got armor penetration. Everybody here's got armor, so I mean that's kind of a no-brainer. But notice Alistair is getting that and he's getting like a 16 and 4. I think that 4 is coming from his shield. It's almost like he's dual wielding, in a way. Anyway, whatever the case may be, it's some other bonus he's getting, but I don't think he's got any other buff. And then he's getting the fire weapon buff too, which will be like the top orange number or whatever. But when you look at Alistair, you see like 16, then you'll see like a 15 and like a 5 under it, then you'll see a 16 and a 4 under it. And I'm wondering if that's not like a shield offhand bonus as well, type of thing. I'm just on basic attacks, so not really sure. But Alistair, if you got Alistair's strength decent, like every level you're putting at least 1 strength in there. Unless you just like need on that particular level, like, you know, a point in Dex and 2 points in Constitution specifically, or vice versa, you know, or 3 points in Dex to get one particular shield ability you want. Okay, fine. But really, all the time you're putting 1 or 2 in strength every time you level. Like it's always. It almost needs to be a 2-to-1 to Constitution. Like I could see going, like right now, next level, I could see going like 22. Maybe even just going to 24, or going 22, 19, 15, 23, 24, 20, right? Just leaving Constitution alone. A 2-to-1 strength Constitution. You just got to count for Wynn to be able to just keep him all right. And in this setup, this is where you give Alistair the Life Giver ring. In this setup is where you give him the Life Giver ring. And he, with the Life Giver ring, the Templar Commander's plate, don't need to really get out there and get into every single DLC item available type thing. I don't even really have all of them. I don't even think I have all the DLC downloaded. Nothing really super special. But, yeah, like here... 22. Actually, 20. The 2220 isn't a bad idea. Because he needs dex for his shield stuff. But then... let's take a look. I could come back. I could just reset backwards. I would like somebody to make traps. Nobody else can. He doesn't need that right now. And then, yeah, his shield skills. That's strength. That's 20 dex, but it's level 9. And we're what? Level 6 now. So, like, don't really need to... So get that to a solid 15. Probably 23, 24, 20. Then just bump that straight to 27. Maybe even take it to 30 at about level 9. It seems a little DPS, but that Constitution goes a long way when you got win. You got to figure we'll have win in the next, after 2 or 3 more levels, at least. Probably before that. And the dex is just good for defense. I mean, it's great with a shield. You know what? 325, 25, and 28. And then you're actually tied. Then 30 and 15. Then probably throw some into dex. Anyway, as long as it's somewhere in that ratio, but just figure out level by level what you might need too. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, taunt is pretty much mandatory. Okay, so this is where I take shield pummel out, and then this will be like a high Liliana build as well. Because there'll be stunning blows and there'll be shield bashes and things like that. So, any kind of stun, any kind of anything that basically sleeps or stuns or petrifies or paralyzes or does anything like that is great for Liliana. So in a build like this, instead of going for a shit ton of shatters, Liliana is kind of like your secret weapon. Give her daggers and let her do a bunch of backstabbing on basically everybody. Like, that's definitely a thing. So I think... I don't know how many health potions I got. We might literally run out of these. Morgan can make them. She can make some. We got some stuff to make some. All right. Target at range, target at short range. How good you what you say? The Witcher. Huh. Oh. So that's mandatory. That's your Aveline skill. Alistair and Aveline work basically the same. Like that. Aveline can become a lot tankier by herself, requiring less support. Alistair requires Win. Win has to be tuned into Alistair. Cool thing is, Win can pretty much heal anybody and buff anybody. But now, this is definitely a Win build. when it comes to, and if you're playing a rogue, this is another reason to kind of dump Morgan early and take Liliana, is nobody needs momentum. You literally let Wynn cast haste and everybody has haste. So, like, not only is everybody faster, but the same thing here. You have haste, Alistair has haste, and now Liliana has haste. You don't even need to give Liliana momentum. And her daggers work even better all of a sudden. See what I'm saying? Like, it's the ultimate return. You're getting a combined 75% speed increase. Whereas, if you had, say, 2 rogues running momentum, that would only be 60%, and you couldn't even use haste anyway. Now, if you had 2 rogues and Alistair, you would have a combined 75% speed increase, right, with haste. But with this build, you got a 25% speed increase with Liliana, you got a 25% speed increase with Alistair, you got a 25% speed increase with you with haste, and then you get another 20 or 25% speed increase with that shit you get from Warden's Keep. Now, literally, you have a 100% combined speed increase from your party. You're not on Dragon Age 2 level, but goddammit, it's about as close as you're going to get. I guess, unless you just had Alistair dual wielding and somehow managed to tank that shit, and really don't see how you would do that. The magic, yeah. The magic you could tank, but the physical damage, I'm just kind of not seeing it. Don't really know how that would work. You know what I'm saying? But you can have Alistair theoretically run momentum, and then you can have Alistair do this. You could have him run precise striking, which slows him down. Yeah, you sacrifice attack speed, and then if he was dual wielding, yeah, you could give Alistair momentum, dual wielding. You'd have to get Alistair twin Veshiels somehow. That's going to be like all your gold. But you could theoretically run Alistair as a dual wielder, because it doesn't really require any combos or any real tactics. You just, and I guess you would still give him about the same dex to strength ratio. Then you would have even more speed, because then Alistair and you would both be running at about, I think, 50 and about 45% respectively, and then you could have Liliana just running haste. That's if you wanted to run haste for everybody, which, like I say, if you're playing a two-hander, you're really running at max haste. And then you could have Alistair if he's got all that active right there. I think that's asking a lot, and that's taking away from his strength. I don't know. You wouldn't have any of the shield, any of the resistances. The armor bonuses, the defense bonuses, and all that. He'd just be running around getting knocked down all the time, and be probably impossible to keep on his feet. That would be my guess. Not saying there's not a way around that, but I don't know. Anyway, that's all. I've never tried running it. Somebody I'm sure has. I don't see it being more effective than this, but a thought. Definitely a thought. It's just when you play dual wield, you don't have any of the benefits of the two-hander or the sword and board. You're just a what do you call it? A cheap version of a rogue. It's really all you are. Less damage, not much more tankiness, and you're sitting on your ass half the time because enemies are knocking you down all the time, and you have no poise whatsoever. You got more poise as a rogue because at least you have defense. You can at least ignore some physical stuff. Somebody tries to shield bash you, probably just ignore it. Maybe not all the time, but a lot of the time. So, dual wield warrior doesn't have any of those advantages. Unless you just got a really high defense, and then why aren't you playing a fucking rogue, right?
Loghain better be ready to charge as soon as we
Alistair can't be a rogue, so I mean, I guess you can make him a really high dex dual wield warrior. Really high dex. You're taking away from the damage, but you still be adding the speed, which does add to the damage. If you're swinging 50% faster, you're doing 50% more damage, at least. Plus any procs that damage might procure. Not just crits, but freezes or knockdowns or whatever else you're doing. So there is that too.
Oh, Darkspawn. Great.
Now's better than later.
This is it!
That's right, come on!
That!
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? This'll be fun! Die already! Now's better than later. I'll get on it.
Oops.
I need some help here.
Got it. Now's better than later.
And stay down.
All right, all right.
Normally I can't handle that ambush just straight up. I gotta drag about 2 or 3 of them out. So I mean, this has gone from like, God damn it, I can't hit anything, to actually decent. I don't even have anybody set to use heals except Alistair, and I don't even know that he has. So, let's see how many we got. Alistair doesn't even have any of those. Well, either he just used them all, or we just never really had any in the first place. So, okay. Well, that's not going to do him any good then. That's just a wasted tactic slot. Okay, we'll just use lesser ones for right now. He doesn't have that much health anyway, so he'll probably slug down a shit ton of them, but we got a shit ton of them, so, right? Who cares? Works for me. How about 20 ice arrows worth about a sovereign? That's worth between 50 silver and a sovereign right there. Just those. Arrows are the best thing in the world. Those are garbage. What's that? Am I wearing that? I am wearing that.
Even more darkspawn.
Sense of theme.
This is
All right, all right.
Take that! Under! And that!
Now's better than later.
Felt that one, didn't you?
That lever over there, it will release the hounds.
Yeah, thanks for that, Alistair. Thanks for that, PSA, that public service announcement. Yeah, we're just debating that, actually. There's a health poultice. I guess we'll just save some of those. We're gonna have to give Alistair all of those, so. We're gonna need this, so might as well grab it. Does this give you a little bit bonus to armor and attack? Any bonus to attack that you can possibly get at all, period, is good, because you can't hit shit as a two-hander. Not that I'm bitter or anything. But you can't hit shit as a two-hander, right? I don't need critical strike. I can start working on some of this up here. That's also the crazy thing. You run out of points to put into anything as a two-hander. Like, you don't even really want to use the skill tomes except for the one extra attribute point. You really are better off giving them to, honestly, Liliana. Liliana's the one, because she's your friggin' ride and die for the rest of the game. She really is. I mean, Alistair is pretty much too, but I think he just kind of carries himself. You put a little extra into Alistair and he's kind of just the same, maybe just a little faster, but that's just, I mean, what's the difference? Liliana, you can make a difference with her, 'cause she provides a lot. Buffs, lockpicking, traps, XP, and all that type of stuff. I don't need any of this. I don't use any of that garbage. That's all trash. That's just an attack bonus, and that's it. Interesting. What the cooldown on that is? Not that I would use it, but... Okay, I guess this is a trash point. I guess. Can't really have the good stuff till we're level 10. But two-handed sweep. End game. It's end game right there. Two-handed sweep. That's all I ever wanted.
Twisted creatures.
Get the puppy bros involved.
Take that!
All right, all right.
The dogs are with me, man. This bitch is down here sniping. Oh,
All
motherfucker.
right.
Sniping a minute ago? Thought it was cool, huh?
Later.
My puppy bros got to say something about that.
Sure won't be me.
Get your chew on, bro. Get your chew on. Puppy bros. Freaking dogs are amazing. They're gonna get some payback until their teeth get tired. Their teeth and their claws are teeth and claw fatigue. How much ass did you chew today? I don't know, but my teeth are killing me. That's what the dogs say to each other at night. How much ass did you chew on? I don't know, but my teeth are tired. All right. Lots of health poultices and stuff like that. Might actually bring the dogs into this last fight too. I love it when they come all the way into the last room. Like I say, it depends on if their teeth are tired or not. Oh yeah, it's going down. It's going down.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? All right, all right.
Oh, oh, that's a lot of fire arrows. Dude, what are fire arrows worth? Like, what, like 5 silver a piece? It's like 30, that's almost 2 sovereigns. Dude, that's sick. That's like really nice. I wonder if it's because we haven't got knocked out yet, so the game is like rewarding that or something. That's at least like $1.50, right? $1.80, something like that. Maybe less. Maybe they're only like 2.5 silvers a piece or something. I think they're more than that. I think fire arrows are. Oh no, maybe it's Andraste's arrows that I'm thinking of. Those are super valuable. You find a full quiver of those, and yeah, that's a decent amount of money. Don't need that. I might use that. Silver bracelet is really for Morgan. Well, anybody likes them. Anybody likes them. But I don't know. Morgan, you get the, I think, the best reaction from, or whatever. Approval, whatever you call it. About to go down. Oh, what time is it? How much longer do I got? Oh, it's 4 o'clock. I started really late. I was questioning just starting at all, but I said, well, it's Friday. A lot of you guys in the UK are up, and it's the middle of the day for you guys. So, I got to go in a little earlier today for work. So I can't just stay up till like 9 in the morning. That's just not, I just can't do it. I mean, you know, maybe a 5 or 6. I don't know. Was it 4? I don't know, man. I'm kind of enjoying this right now. We'll see. I mean, I can push it a little bit, but we'll see. Good thing with this class, it's like really kind of cheap. I mean, until later, but you've got all the money in the world later, so it doesn't really too much matter. When you get to Bodan's camp, I mean, you want your runes. I think the most expensive is if you're playing a rogue. You should theoretically have the most money, but it's the most expensive. Because if you're thinking rogue, Leliana, Alistair, you've got like 15 runes that you have to consider. Trying to find the 15 most powerful runes that you can in the game. If you do a rogue, Alistair, Morrigan, it's still 9. And if you do this, it's basically 12. So I guess still, yeah. But I don't know. Just being able to benefit the most. I mean, this is the most beneficial from haste, from a haste perspective. Definitely. Mage, I don't spend shit on mage. I mean, if you got Leliana and you got Alistair, I use Leliana with daggers, so daggers take up 5 or 6 rune slots right there. Should be 6 at the end of the day. So, and then Alistair takes up 3. That's 9. I guess. If you play a rogue Alistair Morgan win type combo, that's 9. So that's kind of sort of the same. I mean, the only reason I do that is because you can make Morgan like a really, really effective blood mage. You could really do both. Was sitting here talking about that earlier. Is you could roll. I mean, Morgan, you can't use her as a blood mage until she's like level 17 or 18 anyway. She doesn't get any of the stuff. You can't even pick blood magic till you're level 14. Then you can't even get the good stuff until you're 15 and 16. By then, you know, you're a good ways into the game. You're basically done leveling your party, and then you're just kind of cleaning up, mopping up the rest of the game, and just, you know, trying to figure out what you still want to do, whether you need to do it or not, because you really don't have to. Your build is done. You know, that type of thing, right? Mage is expensive later, but you've got all the money in the world later. So I don't consider it expensive when you've got unlimited money. You can just throw money away. That which is always fun to go shopping for all the good shit.
All right. Now's better than later. I'll get on it.
Cut them down!
Now's better than later. I'm your guard, Chris!
You just cannot knock me down.
Show them no mercy. I'll get on it. Strike at me if you dare! Now's better than later. Got it. Ladder, so you can
I think I can save him from this if I can.
Get on it.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just gonna sit back and chill.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Fucking stole my kill cam, bro. Alistair. All you did got picked up and chewed on like a rag doll. You're gonna steal the... Okay, all right, whatever, bro. Okay. That shit wasn't free. Oh,
The beacon is over here.
Alice,
We've surely
I'm gonna pay
missed the
Alistair back
signal.
for that later.
Let's light it quickly
Steal my kill cam.
before it's too late.
Bitch ass. Bitch ass. Just saying. It's pretty smooth, though. Okay, well, y'all know what time it is. It's that Magic Mike moment. Wait, take everybody's shit. Don't judge me. It's free money. These guys aren't going to miss it. They're really not. He really didn't have like a... Oh, he can't even switch to one even if he wanted to. Really? Yeah, you really can't. Sorry, dude. I mean, sorry, not sorry. Just, yeah, just, never mind. Forget I said anything. Such a shame. Such a shame. So sad. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Sorry, it's easy to forget to do this too. But I mean, just like the two guys in the Kokari Wilds, I mean, that's it, that's all. They both get wrecked. Might as well sell their stuff to the next merchant. Actually, speaking of their stuff, it's like, why are you putting on my stuff? Can you imagine this guy asking, hey, why are you putting on my shit? Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Don't sweat it. It's messed up. Yeah, those are a little better. I think Alistair actually already has gray iron shit, so that, yeah. The light helmet? Okay, what about this? 150 or 3 defense? Huh. I think I still take the 3 defense. For the random... I mean, even a quarter armor is actually pretty huge. Each worse than the former. If you still steal my kill cam. Piece of crap. Oh, you're gonna pay for that, right? No doubt. Yeah, I guess we'd sell that too. Definitely got stuff to sell, dude. I think. But what are we? 366. I think this is like. Four or 5 sovereigns? Maybe a little more? At least 4 or 5, I would think. Great cutscene here. One of the better cutscenes, like, ever, you know?
Sound the retreat.
But what about the king?
Logan
Do
was just...
as I command.
Dumont was just going to sit there and enjoy the death of all of Ferelden's armies under the king. Right there. Assuming that they wouldn't even make it to the top of the tower.
Pull out! All of you, let's move!
Seeing that you did. But I mean, whatever's controlling Logain probably tells the Darkspawn to remass and come up from the deep rows and go flood the tower and make sure you're dead. The only thing that saves you is Flemeth. Oh, notice all of his knights? this ain't no ragtag bullshit group with this weapon and that piece of armor and no helmet and all that. All these motherfuckers are in full, not even heavy, what is it called? Full massive plate, two-handed weapons, marching in order. It's probably the most disciplined knights in the whole realm. And he calls them off for this fight. No excuse for that. Ever. Betray the king for some supposed fucking Orlesian Ferelden thing? That doesn't even make sense. Even if you want to use that argument, it doesn't even make sense. I love how he twists it as he goes. Yeah, just sticking it to him. In a fight, it's good to be an ogre. In a fight when Duncan's pissed, it's not good to be an ogre. You know what's really gangster right here? When this happens, Duncan has no fear. He's just pissed. Yeah. We lit the beacon. And he can't even tell anybody. He can't even tell anybody about this shit. Notice the screen doesn't go black when Duncan gets killed, though. It goes white. Interesting.
Ah, your eyes finally open. Mother shall be pleased. I am Morrigan, lest you have forgotten, and we are in the wilds where I am bandaging your wounds. You are welcome, by the way. How does your memory fare? Do you remember Mother's rescue? Mother managed to save you and your friend, though 'twas a close call. What is important is that you both
I'm guessing
live.
she ate all the
The
darkspawn,
man
and the
who
ones
was
she
to
didn't
respond
eat,
to your signal
or just literally
quit
set
the
on fire.
field.
She picked them
The
up and
darkspawn
flew
won
them
your
over the
battle.
valley,
Those
over the
who
valley at
found
about
them
10,000
were
feet, and just
Your friend,
gave them a drop off.
he is not taking it well.
That's my guess. I mean, we kind of get the idea from Dragon Age 2. The opening basically tells you what Flemeth did on top of the tower. She swooped in and did some more darkspawn charring, and took some for a one-trip flight and one-way flight and all that.
All dead. Your friend has veered between denial and grief since Mother told him. He is outside by the fire. Mother asked to see you when you awoke. You were welcome. Though Mother did most of the work, I am no healer.
Morgan has to live with a life of hardship and sarcasm. Never a straight answer. Do as you're told. Never. If it was good, it should have been better. If it was bad, that's what we expected because you suck. That type of shit. Not really sure how Flemeth thought that was good mothering, but Flemeth probably never had good mothering either, so she doesn't have any tools to work with. Maybe. Don't really know. Or maybe she knew exactly what she was doing, and whatever. Still manipulation to me, but parents do that, so... True story? Even the best intentioned parents.
Yes, but I expect you shall be fine. The Darkspawn did nothing.
Last I saw, I had arrows sticking out of deadly places. You know what I'm saying?
I will stay and make something to eat.
And make something to eat. Dagger. What a piece of shit. Now, Leliana starts with an enchanted dagger. So if you give her another one, that's not the worst start. Nice attack bonus. Allows you to get away with throwing some points into cunning instead of dex, which is your... Well, strength and dex are your attack stats. Dex is your main damage stat with daggers, so don't want to really overdo it on strength. Although it does help. I think armor penetration is the biggest part of strength. But then, like I think one of the rogue abilities, it doesn't give you all the bonuses of strength, but it gives you like the damage replacement. I think the AP, I think the armor penetration is there as well. Well, no, the armor penetration just straight up comes with cunning. And then you get cunning counts the strength towards attack. Does not count towards anything else though. No, it doesn't count towards the attack, it just counts towards damage. So your attack still has to be buffed somewhere else. Yeah, that's how that works. It gives you the strength damage modifier, which can be huge if you have a really, really high cunning. But still, I don't know, man. I mean, the jury's still out with me. I'm still not convinced that a cunning rogue is any better than a dex rogue over the long run. There's one or two instances where it can be like a little more beneficial, but nothing like extra. And I don't know, I found that having Leliana in my party doing all the cunning buffs and the damage and critical chance buffs and all that other shit, and then doing the cunning thing herself as well, just increases the overall DPS of my entire party, as well as myself. So yeah, maybe I'm not getting the cunning strength replacement, but I've got max dex, and I've got max defense, and I have max attack. Do I have max damage? No, but I'm real close to it in that 80-90 percentile, and didn't have to like nerf everything else just to try to squeeze a few extra points out, which with Leliana in the party, I get him anyway. Honestly, I don't think Leliana buffing you while you just go straight up selfish cunning rogue is really the answer. I think go straight dex and let Leliana buff you and let her be the super selfish cunning rogue that picks all the locks and does all the shit, and then give you that extra cunning buff to give you that extra damage and stuff anyway. Yeah, the AP's not really going to be there, but I actually did a... what's up, James? Oh, tell Mom hi, man. Tell her we love her. There's plenty of love to go around, but nobody sends it these days. Well, not nobody, but... well, yeah, not enough, right? So, like, I did a test, and it took, like... I tracked it over a couple levels, and I was like adding to cunning, and it took like 7 points of cunning to add like 1 AP. It was almost 8. It was like 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 8. You know, it was that type of thing. And I'm like, you got to have like 80 points of cunning, or say 77 points of cunning, just to get your AP up by 10. Which is, I mean, huge, because armor ratings don't go that high. Like, I mean, your strongest armor ratings aren't like 100. They're like probably in their 30s or something. Like that. I mean, that's huge. That is allowing an extra 10 points of damage to pass through. But I went and watched a video of a character that was maxed out with optimal gear. Like, had all the good stuff. And was at the lands meet, and it was with like max cunning, max everything, and he was backstabbing Logain for like 150 points. And it was a steady 150, which means he was probably doing more than 150, but 150 was the cap. And then I came in there with the Dex Rogue with just my basic shit, just the gear that you would normally have right there. I wasn't even wearing a helmet. So like I probably could have got an extra couple points of Dex or some extra attribute points off of that, you know, some bullshit or whatever. And I was pulling off everything from 136 to like 144, 145. It wasn't steady 150s. So that was like one fight where I was trailing by, 10 to 14 points of damage per hit. But I was in there self-sufficient with no buffs. I was in there just literally doing my shit. And hadn't gone for all those extra bells or whistles. There was probably some things I could have gone to even increase that a couple points more. Maybe a better set of gloves, You know, maybe like the Crow Gloves, 30% backstab damage instead of the 15% that I had. You know, that type of shit. And probably could have damn near hit that 150 anyway. And if not that 150 close enough, then who gives a fuck? Right? So I wasn't really impressed. And to this day, I'm still not impressed. And if you can get more than that, but that's the cap, it doesn't matter if you can get more than that. The game won't let you have it. I don't care. So anyway, that was my trial and error. And I was like, nah, man, if I do a rogue, I'll try the cunning rogue, and just, you know, early on, and then mid game, there's some cool spots where it's like, oh man, my damage is actually noticeably higher, but my hit rate is noticeably lower, and every time I get hit, I get hit. So every knockdown, every shield bash, because I don't have any defense, I'm putting everything into cunning. I mean, I have some defense because your decks, you got to get it to a certain point just to get certain dual wield stuff anyway, which means I'm kind of really just double dipping. And then you get away from decks and try to throw everything else into cunning with minimal attack, minimal defense eventually, just to dump into cunning and then try to get buffed to make up for your lack of attack and your defense. You can't really do much about. I mean, you can take keen defense and some other things in there, I guess, and, you know, I'm sure there's survivability, and I'm sure it's workable. I just don't see how it's better. Because when you play a Dex rogue and you just put every single point you have into Dex the entire game, and that's all you do. Just like I haven't put anything into anything but strength. And then if I play a Blood Mage, I don't put anything into anything but magic. And you're just fucking glass cannon Magnifico at the end of the game. But with a rogue, you got so much fucking defense that it's only like elites and bosses that can even hit you. Magic will always hit you. You know, and you're really susceptible to that. So, I mean, that's your weak spot. But, I mean, everything should have a weak spot. And everything should be super, super gangster at least one thing. So, I don't know. Still, to this day, Dex is my way to go. But having Liliana as another dagger rogue that can benefit from backstabs.
You worry too much, young
in there. That's pretty gangster.
I thought you were dead for sure.
Between me and Alistair, man, anything that can knock down and anything that can stun, you're going to see Liliana just backstabbing all the fucking time. And it's just beautiful to see, because you're still drawing all the threat. You as the main character, you're going to draw more threat. Your threat meter goes up twice as fast as anybody else. You start out at 100 in any given fight. Alistair literally has to pull it from you by default with every fight. Aveline has to do the same thing in Dragon Age 2. She has to pull the threat from you by default, because by default, it's 101% on you at the start of every fight. No matter what. No matter who's closest, no matter who does what, doesn't matter.
Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
Okay, now, Flemeth will give you more lore to explain the game right here than the rest of the game times 5. Basically. Right here. Why did Loghain do what he did? Why is this shit going down? Oh my god, that's the most epic shit I've ever seen in my life. There's a bunch of drama here. This makes reality TV look as fake as it actually is. Okay, true story. But why, Loghain? Okay, so the rest of the game, you spend time hearing from everybody that ever knew Loghain, even some people who knew him since he was a child, and said Loghain would never do this. This is the opposite of Loghain. This Loghain's character is the opposite of Loghain. Loghain's actions are the opposite of Loghain. Loghain would never lift a finger to hurt Ferelden. But he's literally manipulated, designed, and orchestrated the destruction of Ferelden for months, maybe even a year or more, leading up to Ostagar. Ostagar was literally like the 19th chess move. You just didn't see the first 18 chess moves. Ostagar was the 19th chess move in the game. What does that mean? That means there was a bunch of shit in place already. If you play a mage, you know what that is. Uldred, that takes care of the mages and the Templars. Nobody left to defend Ferelden. Assassins, that takes care of the Wardens. Nobody left to end the Blight. All the armies in the land, well, Brendan Howe killed the Kuslans and their knights and their friends and all the fellow bandships, so that's all those armies out of play. Loghain himself, well, that took care of the king and all of his armies. They're dead. All the other knights of all the other bandships across all of Ferelden, well, let's send out child molesters, rapists, and murderers as mercenaries to kill everybody and start civil war. And then we demand your allegiance because, goddammit, I'm Dumat. That's what Loghain does. That's what Loghain's been doing for at least a year or more before you actually even start playing this game. And then you see Ostagar, and that's like literally the 19th move in a chess game. The other 18 moves already took place like concurrently and before. All this was a setup. Yeah, Arleman, you take the Blood Mage and you send him in there to not only take care of Arleman, but all of Arleman's knights. And any able-bodied man, woman, or child just gets overrun by fucking zombies. Because if you send a Blood Mage in, that's what's going to happen. That's a fact. Loghain wouldn't know that. Shut the fuck up. Even a demon-possessed fucking person who's in no control of himself, but he's literally a blood puppet for a demon or a blood mage, would know that. Even them. Now, what Loghain does, leading up to this game, you could make an entire game of Dragon Age Origins leading up to Dragon Age Origins. Like a prequel. You could totally make an entire prequel centered entirely on Loghain and what exactly happened to turn him into anti-Loghain and start all of this shit and do a power move and just, appear power mad, but it's way more than that. You got to get rid of Ferelden. If you don't get rid of Ferelden, you can't get rid of Orlais. So Loghain would actually, even welcome this in a way, I guess. Some perverted sense broke into Loghain's psyche, but the bottom line is you're actually given an example. Because Ban Tegan, the Ban in Redcliffe, goes into the circle, and what is the first thing the Blood Mage and the fucking demon do there? Connor, which isn't fully a Blood Mage yet, he's just kind of half possessed. That's kind of weird. And then you got fucking Jowan, who's totally Anders 0.5, right? Who spiritually child molested the poor kid, and the kid is half possessed, and the demon is able to take Ban Tegan and turn him into a fucking jester doing backflips and speaking gibberish. Not the well done, every hair in place, noble guy who's defending the village and trying to get to Arleman. No, he becomes a wah backflips. He's completely out of his fucking mind. And then what happens when you beat Ban Tegan to within an inch of his fucking life? He comes back to his sentences and he says, I think my thoughts are my own now. He had to watch his actions through his own eyes, being trapped in a prison in his own mind by the fucking Blood Mage or the demon that would normally inhabit a Blood Mage. Call it what you want, doesn't really matter. That's a blood puppet. That's how it works. That's what happens. He wasn't physically possessed. He was just turned into a blood puppet. And literally a puppet. He's literally made a puppet in front of your eyes so that you know what the fuck that looks like. And then you look at Loghain, and it's the exact same fucking thing, except it's on a national scale. And then when you beat Loghain to within an inch of his life at the Landsmeet, what happens? He turns into his right mind. He becomes the humble, noble hero of Ferelden who's done horrible things, and he had to watch that shit. And you know what? He has no outs because he knows that he did all of it. What can he say? It's the exact same thing. Logain never did any of this. Never would have. Would have fought against it. Would have died fighting against everything that he did here. That's not Logain. It never was. And the game tells you that. And if you can't listen to the game, then you're ignoring the entire game to come up with your own ideals. Sounds like a woke person ignoring all logic and truth to make up some shit that, well, boys never really had dicks in the first place. And girls and boys can have menopause and even breastfeed babies now. You actually believe shit like that if you don't understand what the fuck the game just told you from start to finish. And if you paid no attention, why the fuck did you play it in the first place? That would be my question. Anyway, there you go.
Well, we cannot have all the Grey Wardens dying
Yeah.
at once, can we? Someone has
Just
to
saying.
deal with these dark spawn. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
I love Plymouth. Thanks to Logain, watch this. This is the most lore you're going to get in this game. Plymouth's just going to give it to you. Read it, read between the lines, and there's one specific verse here. I'm going to try to get it. I'm trying to work my way there, where it explains exactly what and why Logain is doing. It literally tells you, without a shadow of a doubt.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would he do it?
Now that is a good
Right here.
question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The archdemon.
Don't listen to Alistair to completely dissuade you from what Flemeth told you. Just because Alistair doesn't have any IQ, ignore what Alistair said. The threat behind the Blight is the true evil. What started the Blights in the first place? Where did Blights come from? Dumat. Dumat was the first archdemon. Dumat was the chief minister, fucking old god, just whatever, arc elf or whatever the fuck he was. Way back when, you don't really even get a clear picture of that. But the bottom line is, he made himself the first archdemon. These people could transform into dragons at will, like Flemeth still can. So she's very much like that, if she's not an old god herself, if that's what you want to call it. That's kind of a vague title that doesn't hold a lot of description. It just kind of sort of points towards a period of time that you don't have a lot of details about. Anyway, doesn't really matter. The bottom line is what she said is men's. Now the subject here was Logain. That's what you asked about. Why would he do that? And she said men's, specifically speaking of Logain, hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Tainted creatures are the darkspawn. What shadow is darker than any tainted creature? Do you know what the definition of Dumat's name is? Dumat's name means shadow. There you go. What does Logain's heart hold? Dumat, which is darker than any tainted creature and is the true threat behind the entire Blight. Logain does more to damage Ferelden. Darkspawn walk up into places in Ferelden and are like, well, what the fuck are we going to do now? Logain's already been here and killed everything. That happens all the time in the game. The Darkspawn aren't doing shit. A lot of times you just see them wandering around, just kicking the fucking grass, being like, well, we wanted to come in here and slaughter and mutilate and rape and do all that other cool shit, but Logain's mercenaries already did all that. Then fucking, god damn it, what are we going to do? We're trying to be evil here, and you're like the bad guy who can't even get a spot in the friggin' movie script because Logain came in and just ran the whole movie over and just said, I've got all the plot armor and I'm just gonna fucking kill everything. The Darkspawn are fucking bored in Origin because of the evil that fucking Logain has done up until now and for the rest of the game. Well, Logain would never do that. You're right. Flemeth just told you that. Man's hearts hidden. You can't see it. You see Logain. You can't see what's actually controlling Logain. You can't even see what's controlling this Blight. This is the weakest Blight that's ever happened. Therefore, Dumat needs to use Logain to make sure that the Blight has a clean sweep through Ferelden. Logain does everything to make sure that happens. No Templars, no mages, no dwarfs. Fucking the elves are killing each other anyway. There's already a blood mage involved there. Don't have to fuck with them. And all the armies and all the families and all of Ferelden get them fighting each other until everybody's dead. What the hell did the Darkspawn have to do? Nothing. Just go to Orlais and then sweep Orlais, and then you got the South, which is all Dragon Age Inquisition was about, destroying Orlais. We can just get Fade Rifts everywhere and just get rid of the fucking Empress. Then we can just conquer the South, and then we have a Tevinter Empire. That's all the game was ever about. At the end of the day, well, where the fuck do you think it started? With Loghain. And Flemeth just told you exactly how, the who, the what, the why, the where, and the how. In literally one paragraph. The whole thing. And concerning Flemeth, it kind of sort of happens again in Dragon Age 2. When Marithari says, I pray Mythal watch over you path. Well, who's Mythal? Flemeth! You can't know that then, but you can suspect it, and then it becomes true in Inquisition, and you're like, oh shit, Marithari knew about this shit all along. And so, yeah, Ban Tegan is only really just an amusing puppet. It's Connor, really, that's used to take away all the parents' children's, take away all the husbands' wives, take away all the wives' husbands, and destroy a community from within and try to create enough zombies to take over the world. Motherfucker, you're not going to even take over Redcliffe. But demons are bored, and they just want to come into this world and experience it, and goddammit, if you can kill as many humans as possible in the process, that's what they do. Because they essentially become abominations when they hit this side of the Fade, and they lose their fucking minds. If their minds weren't already lost already. There you go. But it is a very poor man's example of exactly who and what. Now, you're talking about Dumat, like the oldest of the old. The one who came up with enough blood magic, who sacrificed and murdered millions of slaves. A lot of those quarries were dug just to have place for the bones, to slaughter enough people, to spill enough innocent blood, to create a blood magic spell strong enough to destroy a Titan and turn it into literal, living, incarnate blood magic, which is red lyrium, and pull himself out of the abyss and appear on Earth as a fucking archdemon to just, God damn it, we're going to create a Tevinter Empyrean, even if I'm the only one left standing. And that's always evil, is let me destroy everyone beneath me. Well, no more worship for you because you killed everybody. That's the memo that evil doesn't get. That's the illogic. It's also the memo that woke doesn't get. Let's just make that parallel and acknowledge that in the real world too. So the writing here is actually pretty good because it actually has some relevance. Anyway.
Me, I am just an old woman.
I am just an old woman.
Whatever. I know nothing of blights and darkspawn.
Well, whatever Loghain's insanity, he obviously thinks the Darkspawn are a minor threat. We must warn everyone this isn't the case.
And who will believe you? Unless you think to convince this Loghain of his mistake.
He just betrayed his own king. If Al Eamon knew what he did at Ostagar, he would be the first to call for his execution. I suppose. Al Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help. Of course, the treaties.
Dude, how many times did you
Grey
have to
Wardens
knock
will demand
Alistair in the
aid from
head
dwarves,
before he
elves,
finally
mages,
said,
and other places.
oh
They're
yeah,
obligated
this
to help
shit in my
us during
back
the
pocket. Is the shit in my back pocket? We should use the shit in my back pocket.
This
Yeah, Alistair.
and who knows what else. This sounds
Glad
like
that you
an
thought
honor
of it,
to me.
genius.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places
And then Alistair went,
build an army.
I'm serious. He's so... I'm not saying he's stupid, he's just slower than everything. If he had a box of hammers, he'd say, damn, these are sharp. There you go. That's Alistair. If he had a box of hammers, he would call them knives compared to himself. Serious. Totally would. What's that box of knives doing there? I mean, how could you not just fall out laughing? That would be the most awesome thing ever. Could somebody make a meme on that or something? Never mind.
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
Gestalt? You know, I've heard that word before. I don't even know what it means. I literally don't. I should go look that up. See exactly what you're saying, but I would say, okay, cool. I mean, thanks, I guess. I don't know. Seemed pretty logical to me, but maybe that's it. Maybe there's fancy words for logic these days because common sense isn't that common. Maybe that's the thing. It's maybe not a fancy word. It's maybe a common word. I just don't know it. I consider myself as having a decent vocabulus. I made that up, vocabulus. But gestalt. I mean, I've heard that before. I really don't. I'm tempted to go look it up right now. I'll go look it up later. I think I'm gonna write it down. Gestalt. I'll tell you what, though, 100%. I respect. Once I find out the definition, I'll be like, wow, what a way to use that word. Because that is one of those, like, nobody uses that in conversation, which makes it extra cool, right? I remember talking to a buddy of mine, he says, nobody talks like that. And I was like, I was trying to get a point across, and it sounded pretty cringy to me, too, but it was, like, totally legit. It was just, like, I don't know. It was collegiate English in a street conversation. It was really awkward. I'm like, yeah, you're right, but I didn't know how else to say it. My bad. Nerd alert. Which I'm definitely not. Well, no, maybe. I'm probably a nerd, actually. We probably all are. I mean, we're staying up watching video games and stuff and talking about video game shit and saying, you know, there's parallels with real life, which is actually true because we're playing RPGs and we're not playing Fortnite, but still. Which is the reason I play these games and not Fortnite or Call of Duty. Although I do kind of miss playing Call of Duty with friends because it's kind of a mindless, fun thing where the drunker you get, the more fun you have because it really doesn't fucking matter in any way, shape, or form. Nobody really cares about MLG stats at all, period, anymore since probably COD 4. Maybe MW3. Maybe. Anyway, you know what I'm saying.
No, thank you. You are the Grey Wardens here, not I.
One more time, man,
Now,
because I am not stopping
go,
now.
There is yet one more thing I can offer you. The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none? The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them. Such a shame. What? You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears. Ha ha!
Oh, nice. Oh, good deal. Well, here, let me go ahead and throw something at you, Lionel. This is something I do know. Seeing as the entire word originated in the Greek, the suk, the suk, suke, it probably depends on how you're using it or how you're saying it, but anyway, is the spirit. And logos, ology, logos, which comes from the logos. Rima is written words. Logos is the meaning of those words. The subject, the idea, the end direction or agenda of those words being written, right? Now, I know I'm talking to somebody collegiate, and remember, we're just talking just an old high school dropout here, so forgive my lack of English, but I can say that suk and logos is the study of the spirit, or knowledge and or subject of the spirit, which is what the words actually mean. I don't care how they're presented or how they're defined in psychology itself. That's what the word actually means. And psychologists have always tried to cure the mind and the spirit, which is the intellect of the mind and the intellect of the soul. Now, whether you agree with that, okay, whatever. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it means. It came from the Bible, so go to the Bible to figure out exactly what they were saying when they said it. Fair? It's the same kind of humor as like, well, 666. Okay, 666 literally came from the Bible. It originated there, and you can only know what it is because of the Bible. I don't believe in the Bible. Oh, then why are you saying that then? Right? Like that dichotomy right there. So anyway, that whole study, and not to disrespect the study of it, and certainly not the intelligence of people delving into those things, I just say the origin of both the spirit and the origin of the subject and the words in which it pertains kind of belie man's ability to do anything to heal the human spirit. You can't. If you could, Jesus died for nothing. So it literally is an what would you say? Christ? Not against, but anti, meaning other. Another form of, an easy out, another way, even if it's harder. It's certainly more expensive when the true subject of the spirit, which comes from the scripture in the first place, is healed for free from the scripture. Kind of an interest. That's kind of a quandary, right? I mean, a little bit. Anyway, just a thought based on that whole study. To put it in a different light, I guess, maybe. No. I think the end of the ogre fight, we were doing this, which sounds arrogant, but it's a fact. I don't know if you can put the stream back about 30 minutes or so, and yeah, no, we were literally just sitting here. I was trying to figure out whether I was going to refill my glass or not. that's about. No, everything was cool. We did get to see Alistair lifted up to get chewed on, to have his face chewed on by the ogre, or maybe punched in the face to death or something. We probably should have let it happen, but we stopped that, and then Alistair got back up, and he didn't die, and we didn't either, and yeah. And then Alistair stole my kill cam, which is the third greatest sin on Earth, at least as far as video games are concerned. Yeah, that happened. So I owe Alistair one. He needs a dramatic, horrible death to the High Dragon up there and behind what do you call it? Oh, the pretentiousness. Oh, well, that's another really good word. Pretentiousness. Another good word for that is hypocrisy. It means to act on a stage. That's actually what the meaning of hypocrisy is. It means to act on a stage. If you're just going to use just street Greek, that's what it means. Act on a stage. pretend, showboating, pontificating, sitting there with your specific glasses and your specific suit, smoking a cigarette that's probably, at the end of a, 12-inch filter and, and whatever. And then probably diagnosing your patient as somebody who would become addicted to cigarettes. What? Anyway, that's probably a little too simple, but yeah, pretentious and hypocrisy, they definitely go hand in hand. 100% go hand in hand.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for
Definitely
years.
100% real.
Here is your chance.
It's never failed once.
As for you, Warden,
Nothing else can say
consider
that.
this repayment for your lives.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but
not to look
won't
this
this
gift
add to
horse
our
in the mouth
problems?
while I'm looking at
Out
it
of
in
the
the mouth,
wilds, she's an
massaging the horse's gums
If you
as
do
I
not wish
speak.
help from us illegal
Right?
mages, young man.
It's totally
Perhaps
doing
I
that.
should have left you on that tower.
point taken.
Well,
Mother,
I think Flemeth
this is not
understands
how
that
I
if you hit
wanted
Alistair
this.
in the head
I'm not even
hard
ready.
enough,
You
he'll
must
get
be
it.
ready. Alone, these
It
two
might-
must
it-
unite
it
for
might take
Eldon against
a
the
week or
Dark
two.
Swan. They need you.
He'll get it
Warden.
eventually.
Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the blight.
I need Morgan to make unlimited money. So definitely we will fail without Morgan.
understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
She's actually giving you an extension of herself, but not in the way that Morgan thinks it is. Because remember, Morgan has her grimoire, which was left as bait. Like, she has to go with you to find that grimoire in the circle. And if it doesn't happen there, it's going to happen one way or another. Oh, that grimoire's... Even if Flemeth has to move that grimoire around the world and make Morgan trip over it out in the middle of the wilderness somewhere, oh, it's going to be found. But it's the fake. Her real grimoire is hidden here in an unlockable chest in her hut. I don't think Morgan ever tells you what's in the real grimoire. But she tells you what's in the fake grimoire and tells you to go get the real grimoire. Meaning she knows it's a fake. But she supposedly takes what's in the fake as being real, which kind of doesn't really make sense. It's kind of that little girl shit with Morgan. She just wants to believe that about her mother, so she does, even though it's the obvious fake. And she's like, well, go get me the truth. Well, if this isn't the truth, why are you going by this? And why do you want to kill fucking your mother? Well, I want to kill my mother. Fuck this grimoire. I just want to kill my mother because she's a bitch. I mean, Morgan probably should have said that, but anyway, whatever. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. You know when Morgan finally just basically confronts Flemeth in the Fade, it's like, you're fucking monster, and Morgan... That's the only time you see Flemeth actually, like, she's, like, hurt. Like, to the core, it's like, wow, girl. These are astral things that I've been trying to teach you, that I hope you could grasp enough to where when it came down to it, you could actually see it, and you still don't get it. Which Morgan actually kind of gets it. Like, after that. She realizes she really doesn't understand. Anyway. But then we don't get any more Dragon Age, so we never get to finish that story. Isn't that sad? You just get rainbow flag-wearing, confused people who don't know whether they have a dick or not, shoving their crotch in your children's face in the middle of a tavern in some place that looks a whole lot like, I don't know, Fortnite or something. I don't have any idea what that has to do with Dragon Age, and nobody else does either. But then, Bud Light shouldn't be tranny piss, but that's what they turned it into. So, it is what it is. It's the world we live in today.
Allow me to get my things, if you please.
Kind of sad, right? Yeah.
I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens.
Yeah,
I
I'll
suggest
really
a
only
village
hang on to
north of the
Morgan until we
wilds
hit
is
camp.
our first destination.
Which we have
It's
to,
not
anyway.
far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide.
I love this.
The choice is yours.
No, I prefer you speak your mind.
You will regret saying that.
You will
Dear
regret
sweet
saying that.
mother, you are so kind to cast me out like this. How fondly I shall remember this moment.
Well, I always said, if you want something done, do it yourself. Or hear about it for a decade or two afterwards.
Do you really want to take her along because her mother says so?
Oh, get over yourself, Alistair. Just get over yourself. just get over yourself. I think you win more favor with Morrigan if you say that, but...
I guess you're right. The Grey Wardens have always taken allies where they could find them.
I am so pleased to have your approval.
No sarcasm. No sarcasm at all.
I may have answers. Ask. From time to time, I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Well, she wasn't born in Orlais, I'm pretty sure, so I guess Tevinter? Once again, I literally think Flemeth is where the legend of Andraste came from. I literally do. That actually leads me to believe that even more. Because the entire legend of Flemeth and the origin and her lover and the husband and this and that and blah, blah, blah kind of leads me to Flemeth and Solus and the original Tevinter matriarch that might have been Dumont himself. Like, she literally could have been like the bride or fiance, bride-to-be of Dumont himself, and she chose another lover, and to defend that, Solus just basically sent fucking Dumont and his closest followers to the Void, and then his closest followers, things like Corypheus and things like that, maybe left behind or whatever, eventually amounted some way to perform a blood ritual to pull Dumont out of the Void. I've been believing that for a while, personally. I'm not saying it's right, and now I'll never prove whether I'm right or wrong. Somebody did validate if there's any lore left in Failguard, which is not a Dragon Age game, but if there's any lore left at all, I did say that the red lyrium idol they found in Dragon Age 2 was not only the antechamber to where the Rock Wraith was that was corrupted to sacrifice the first Titan to turn it into essentially red lyrium, which was powerful enough of a spell, powerful enough of a sacrifice to bring Dumont out of the Void, to create the first Blight. And where you go in the Deep Roads had been lost to time. It was the source of the first Blight. So, I mean, I didn't see anything to unprove my theory, but I said that red lyrium idol was the sacrificial dagger melded by the blood of probably 1 million souls. If you look at the Bone Pit and you look at the underground around Sundermount and Kirkwall, everywhere you go, there's these pillars filled with skulls. The Bone Pit is just a fucking graveyard of just billions of skeletons, right? And then you find statues of Dumont here and there, and you also find these Iron Maiden looking things that have ports. They're like an iron casket, and you could just process souls. You could just do some evil fucking demon spell over each one. So, if you needed a demon as a blood mage to pray to finally get enough power from enough sacrifice, and each time you sacrifice, you're sending souls to the Fade. You're empowering this demon. You know what demon I think that was? That allowed Dumont to come into this world by sacrificing that Titan with that red lyrium idol? I think it was that fear demon that you get at the end of Into the Abyss. It's literally fear. Like, it's literally just this abomination. and Hawk is left there, or Blackwall is left there. Either way, and then you never get any closure on that. You never get any explanation for that. But if you would have to pray to a demon to give you the power to perform a blood magic ritual strong enough, and the last sacrifice would be a Titan itself, a beating heart of pure living magic in the world, and turn it into incarnate blood magic, which is where red lyrium comes from. The corruption of a Titan. That's where all those veins turn red. And if you harvest it, it can actually turn somebody who's not even a mage into an abomination. This is all Dragon Age fact based on the game. I don't care about fucking novels. I don't care about movies. I don't care about fan fiction. I don't care about lore or whatever. I'm telling you what the game has told us. And I think the little bit that we get in Inquisition, I don't think you can trust anything after that. But apparently, in Failguard, that red lyrium idol actually was the sacrificial dagger used to fucking sacrifice the Titan. So, at least that was validated, but I don't know that I trust that, because I don't trust a single thing that some confused dude in a dress with a fucking rainbow flag says about a fucking game when they take blood magic out of the game entirely. And just rewrite the entire game to make it modern fucking, what would you call it? Fluff. Anyway, pulp. To make it just pulp. Not even Pulp Fiction, just pulp. Woke pulp. Fucking destroy one of the greatest stories ever started that we'll never ever get to finish. Isn't that a crime? How come the motherfucking woke people aren't accountable for that? Destroying one of the greatest stories ever started. Anyway. Alright, anyway.
What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want
Remember,
to
everything the Chantry ever said was bullshit.
Rather than see it
including
in my mind.
The Last Inquisitor?
Yes,
it was actually an elf.
This is what I want.
The Exalted
Actually,
March, why they did it,
is
what happened,
harder than I thought,
who the Last
however.
Inquisitor was, all this other stuff.
Perhaps Mother is right.
It's vagaries and symbolism and 99% lies, and you got to find the truth and pick it out of that, and that's the way it's written. Mass Effect was the same way. You didn't really understand indoctrination and really understand the start and finish of all this shit really until Mass Effect 3. It unveiled the shit that you'd already experienced in the beginning. For example, I'll throw you a Mass Effect fact out there. I would like to switch to that, but I gotta find Mass Effect 1, 2, 3 on Xbox. Whether I have to buy it or whatever. I mean, I guess I could buy it on the Series X and then download it onto the 360, which I have a 360. That was my birthday present this last year. A 360 to myself that actually works. Mainly for Dragon Age 2. We'll probably actually go from the Series X to the 360 for Dragon Age 2 to play the two-hander. Because there's still a lot of bugs, a lot of glitches, a lot of badly... I don't know. I think the speed of the Series X really fucks with Dragon Age 2 a lot and creates a lot of problems. So probably do that, and then we'll probably come back to this and then do Inquisition and do a two-hander. If we're gonna do the trilogy, I guess that's what we do. It's only a trilogy. Failguard doesn't count. It's not a quadrilogy. It just doesn't exist. Failguard is not a Dragon Age game in any sense of the word. If you gave it a dose of 100% Dragon Age, it would be minus 300% Dragon Age after you did that. And you can't give it any more doses because you can't make that a game. So let's just be clear on that. I swore I'd never play it almost 10 years ago, and I said why, and it literally verbatim is exactly what happened. Years before that game ever came out. So I will toot my own horn on that one, because that's a fact. Anybody who's been watching me stream for any period of time can say, okay, well, you called that fucking game over half a decade before it ever came out. I said I wouldn't play it when it does come out, just mainly on the fact that it took them over 10 years to do it. Then I found out who was in charge, and I said, there's no BioWare there anymore. If Sara Lee is not making your cheesecake anymore, are you going to trust your cheesecake? You might buy it once. Inquisition, you might buy it once, and then you realize this isn't Sara Lee. This tastes like cardboard communion wafer shit on by a fucking mountain goat. And then you don't ever buy one again. That's BioWare and that's Dragon Age. Anyway, so for Mass Effect, I'll throw this out there. Cha-Cha, hey, what's up? Or Cha-Cha, or whatever. Oh, okay, you know what? I'm not getting back into that. Anyway, what's going on? So in Mass Effect, here's an example. This is definitely BioWare writing along these lines. Is, if you remember in Mass Effect 1, you've got Shepard and, what's his face? Mr. Emo Tool, your companion. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he starts to get close to the beacon. You shove him out of the way, and like he's being drawn in, like he's totally seduced. Gets drawn away, and it tries to take you over. And do you remember what happens at the beginning of Mass Effect 1? When the beacon tries to indoctrinate you. It's exactly what it's doing. Well, it's being passed along by the Protheans so it can't indoctrinate you. It's Reaper tech. The Protheans were indoctrinated because everything they took and accredited to themselves is Reaper tech. It's the same thing with the Asari. Everything they accredited to themselves was just passed down by Reaper tech. And guess what happened? Fucking indoctrinated. So anyway, the beacon pulls you up, right? And then what happens? You get some flashes that nobody else can see. You see things that nobody else can see, which happens again in Mass Effect 3. When you go back to the Prothean site to get, what's his name? Javik? And you see things on static on the TV that nobody can see, and it's replays, because you can actually read what the Reapers are saying, but what you're seeing is something that a psyche and an intelligence that's hundreds of points higher than you could only see. So it shows that your willpower and your intelligence are way off the charts. Even though Shepard is just pretty much mainstream, pretty much cool. Whether you're going Paragon, which is indoctrinated, or you're going Renegade, which is just human being with an actual will of their own, instead of following the system and the fucking man and being woke. Like, literally, Paragon is the woke right around the time political correct was actually coming into being. If you want to follow the timeline, go look at it for yourself. This is a fact. Anyway, so what happens when Shepard interacts with the beacon? She breaks the fucking beacon. No, she's so gangster, she breaks the fucking beacon. Her will is so strong. She's so MAGA, she's so Trump, that she's not going to be denied, and she's not going to be affected by any of this satanic fucking indoctrinated goddamn liberal left woke MSNBC bullshit at all. And that's how you play the rest of the game. And at the end of the day, the renegade options are the ones that go fuck yourself. I am not serving you, machine. I am not serving you, indoctrination. And all the Paragon options are, let's all be friends, and I'll invite you in, even though all you've done is kill us, and all you've done is fucking rape us and terrorize us and turn us into fucking zombies. I'll invite you in anyway. That sounds pretty woke to you, doesn't it? That's Paragon. Dude, that is an example of the original Mass Effect 3 ending that gives you such a catastrophic view of the real world just a few years later. If you ignore that, and you know, everybody complained about the ending. This ending offends me, and I don't even know why, because I'm already a fucking woke zombie, and I'm ready to fucking go parade for pro-terrorism and free the Philistines who fucking rape and murder and pillage everybody that I'm representing with my blue and green hair. Facts. Don't like any of that? Doesn't make it less true. True story. So once again, a video game has a parallel, and it just breaks it down to its simplest terms. So what was that word you used before? I like that word you used before. Anyway, I've never heard that used in a conversation. I appreciate you. Thank you for explaining what that word actually means. Kind of breaking that down to its simplest terms. But there's another example, and it's not a whole lot different. It's really kind of the same thing. But, I mean, pretty cool, right? Cool, scary, cool, because damn, it really kind of draws a line as who you were as a player. Well, I was Mass Effect is Mass Effect actually allows you to be indoctrinated as a player based on the definition of indoctrination. It allows you to be that. If you're just that mindless zombie fucking stupid and you think that's a good thing, virtue signaling, you are a prime candidate to be one of these Antifa fucks that does horrible things to innocent people. And to be one of those dudes on fucking Twitter or TikTok talking about how you're having menopause. No, motherfucker, you're not. And your girl face, which is the same thing as blackface that you're offended by, you're doing that very fucking thing. You're disrespecting women who actually have to suffer actual woman things. Dude with a dick. And nobody should respect that. Ever. And you're a fucking freak for even thinking anybody's supposed to give you therapy by agreeing with your fucking psychosis. That's not rational, reasonable, or sane. And if you think that way, you're a danger to the rest of the world and yourself. True story. But, once again, Mass Effect gives you the example. Dragon Age even gives you that same example. Look at Anders. We'll go into Anders when we play Dragon Age 2. I'm not going to get off into that because I'll spend about an hour and a half on that. That's psychosis. That's psychology right there. Lionel, you would actually, I think, appreciate the fact that Anders is the most well-written antagonist, the most well-written, 100% pure pharmaceutical grade evil psychotic in every sense of the word. Like there's no good thing there. And you're like, well, there's good things with everybody. That's not true. That's literally not true. And if there is, it's so far hidden that it doesn't really matter. No. But yeah, I go ballistic on Anders, so we'll save that for Dragon Age 2. Anyway, let's get back into this. I gotta find, honestly, probably a cutoff point. These are really, really good streams, but it's almost 5:30, man. He's on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Yeah, those are some interesting, podcasts or whatever you want to call them. Yeah. I don't mind a middle of the road view, but I think for popularity that it eventually dictates that you can't actually take a stand when you actually really need to, because it won't allow for you to draw that middle of the road. I'm the reasonable guy who, what's that dude? What's that fucking really evil piece of shit? Bill Maher, whatever his name is. And he pretends to be that middle of the road reasonable guy, but he's like just straight up satanic. He just tries to hide it the best he can and shoot some darts wherever possible and try to sound reasonable so he can be that. That's fucking Kenite. Come on, man. Bill Maher or whatever. I think that's his name. I don't. Maybe I'm thinking of a comedian. Anyway, don't really care. Don't listen to that shit most of the time. I'll come up on some things and it's like, wow, this makes sense, and let me just go ahead and repost this so I can take credit for it. I see a lot of that too. I have a hard time respecting anybody who can't draw a line. Like, morals and ethics are everything. I don't care how agreeable or reasonable. When you agree, when you sympathize too much with the devil, eventually you wind up in bed with him, and he's going to give you spiritual aids, and that's just the way it is. So I mean, not that I can't agree with like a lot of stuff, or at least it's interesting, I guess. But then you can get sucked into that rabbit hole of interesting, but it doesn't really ever accomplish anything at the end of the day. Okay, this guy's wrong, and that guy's right, and that guy's right, and this guy's wrong, and I'm in the middle of the road, but let's just go ahead and sway it one way or another. At the end of the day, nothing got accomplished, and everybody's still the same, and evil is still evil, and that's it, that's all. Did you get rid of any of the bad guys? No. Well, then they're still doing bad guy things. Sorry, man. Ideals are... man, who said this? I forget. I'm even going to give credit to a movie, but this is definitely a biblical principle. Ideals are peaceful. History is violent. Ideals are peaceful. History is violent. You can have all these ideals and all this virtue signaling, but history is violent. You want to get rid of assholes, you're not going to reason with them, you're not going to talk them down. Do you think you're going to go up to Hitler and say, you know what, we're actually all equal, okay? These people are not actually a bunch of rats, and everybody else is not a degenerate, necessarily. Individually they might be, but racially they're not. Okay, so you just need to chill and stop all this bullshit, and we're all just going to get along. And Hitler would have said, oh, okay, because you came at me with your rainbow flag and your summit meeting, I'm just going to go ahead and stop doing this because I agree these fucking rats are actually human beings, and now all of a sudden I'm cool and I'm not going to do this anymore. Yeah, see, that was going to work, right? That was going to fucking work. If you fucking think that, you're woke today. But the reality is history is violent. You want to get rid of assholes who kill peace-loving people? Kill the assholes who murder peace-loving people. Guess what? They're not murdering peace-loving people anymore, or raping them, or fucking with their kids, or taking their shit, or doing any of that. You get rid of those assholes who have proved that they're assholes and they can't be reasoned with, you take them the fuck out. You don't invite them into your country, pay for luxury hotels, give them a brand new PS5 when I can't even afford one, even though I work 7 days a fucking week. You don't do that. And allow them to build their fucking organizations to where they can just all strap on an explosive one day and just blow everybody the fuck up because they think they're going to go rape 72 underage girls for the rest of eternity. You don't invite that shit in. You don't reason with it. You destroy it and anything like it because they murder peace-loving, innocent people. They forfeited their right to life. Let them. Put them in a big-ass cement box and let them. Dude, I got banned for this already once saying this, and it's the absolute truth. You can't reason with that shit. But it's still the truth. Sorry, actually. Probably will be sorry when I actually get a community strike and get banned for like 90 days and I can't stream anywhere. I don't know, I guess we'll go to Kick. Just saying. Not going to be silenced, but whatever. As long as you're telling the truth. I mean, in the Bible, they're called locusts. What do? They strip you of everything you have. They come in and they're underground for a good portion of the 5-month locust period. The season of the locust is basically May through September, roughly. And they spend a majority of it underground, working from behind the scenes and so on and so forth. Moles and whatever, plants and invading. immigrating and assimilating, right? That's even a video game reference. And then they just swarm and they take you of everything you have. Your morals, your ethics, your children can't pray in school. I mean, they can slap a rug on the floor and shove all the desks aside and make half a fucking day of it, teaching you all about how to worship a pig god, but if you pray to Jesus in school, you'll get expelled. Does anybody get that in a Christian country like the UK or America? Anybody get that? I mean, they've already kind of done their work from behind the scenes, from underground, while you weren't looking. A drag queen can come in and stick its fucking dick vagina in your child's face when they're only 7 years old during a fucking library book reading party while they're talking about anal sex in their books. This is an actual thing. Go look it up. I'm not making this shit up. But you can't pray in school. You can't cite the 10 Commandments, but your children can be taught to worship a religion that literally aggressively defies all 10 commandments. Thou shalt murder, thou shalt rape children, thou shalt rape women, to pollute them and corrupt them, and thou shalt undermine a society, thou shalt lie, cheat, and steal, and thou can pretend to worship any god, whatever it takes to murder those people that don't believe like you. You can act any way you want and do all the evil shit you want. And that's what their pedophile prophet claims. Anybody cool with that? Apparently a lot of people are cool with that because we've welcomed that shit into our schools and into our neighborhoods. And what, in Germany, you can't even go to like Christmas market and buy Christmas things leading up to Christmas. That's been shut up by armed guards. Pretty sure that's a thing. Might want to go look it up. Yeah, that's not cool. Scary times, man. Well, I mean, it's actually exciting times if you're a Christian because you understand what the locusts mean. You understand what that means. You understand where we're at in the timeline. It's pretty late in this generation. This generation started in 1948. It's pretty late. And swords and guns aren't going to help you. It's spiritual armor you're looking for. And if you don't have it, you're fucked. If you still think there's a rapture, you're really fucked. That's as fucked as you can get. Like, that is literally the mark of the beast. Just so you know. Anybody listening, just so you know. The rapture is the mark of the beast. Essentially. It'll accomplish the same thing. Alright, let's go.
Farewell, Mother.
We still haven't even gotten to
Don't forget the
Lothering
stew
yet.
on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
Right. Any collectibles? Any collectible? Collectible. That's probably how you say it in French. It's probably not actually how you say it in French. Collectible. Alright, so we need to get Morgan set up. I've got something for her. Like something. Yeah, she can have this. That's all for Liliana. I'd totally give her this.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
And I think this will give her like 9.
A fine gift.
Oh, it's
you
only
have
4.
my thanks.
All right, whatever. Gotta make her ranged. That's mandatory. We don't do this. Let's see, self any. Activate mode. Frost weapons. Mandatory. Don't need this. Probably Winter's Grasp is her best thing because it's like a relatively quick cooldown. She doesn't have Spirit Bolt. Spirit Bolt is great against Darkspawn. She just doesn't have it. Yeah, so self. Health minus 50. Each item. Plus her health poultice. Enemy, probably enemy rank. Now I'm gonna say like enemy health greater than 25. Because literally any enemy greater than 25 health, she's still not going to kill it with this, right? And that's pretty much anybody. All right. She can keep her alive. She can keep herself alive. Drain life is like twice as good as Spirit Bolt, and it actually does. If you're a blood mage, it doesn't give you full health like Regenerate does. Regenerate gives you full health even if you're a blood mage. It's like your go-to. I actually, when I get her to be a blood mage around level 17, 18, 19, then she's got self health less than basically 100. Like any loss of health, as soon as she's attacked, she needs to cast Regenerate health on herself. And after its first tick, it will actually replace the health she lost from casting it. And then for the next, I don't know, 5 seconds, she's actually gaining it. So as long as she's continually taking some damage, whatever. And so we actually replace this with that. She doesn't have health poultices. Unless you give her a bunch of tactics later. But I spend all of her skills on herbalism. So once I get her to herbalism rank 4, I just go make a bunch of money. I just go make all my money. Go get like, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 sovereigns and just, so I'm done with that. Don't have to worry about that anymore. She can do it with making potent health poultices, which you can only do it at rank 4 of herbalism. So I just get to rank 4 of herbalism, then I just go quick sell with a merchant, just do it 10 times faster. Yeah, whatever, right? It's essentially the same thing. Anyway, so I do that with all the skills. With the talents, essentially regenerate, and then her blood magic abilities, and then if I've got enough tactic slots, which yeah, let me go ahead and save that real quick. Or tactic slots, which actually come from this. So like I don't even like really even get these. The next, what level are we? Level what? Level 7. Okay, so she's gonna get this at 10 and this at 13. So she won't even be able to get like one of these or one of these until 16. So we probably do this like much later, and you can't use skill books for your companions. So that's kind of the downside here. The only other option is to let Wynn do this with her skill points, which I think takes her to level 16, and we can just let Morrigan. If I was doing a Wynn Morrigan run, this is what I would probably do. Instead of spending the next 2 points on this, I'd spend the next 2 points on this. Get her enough tactics to where she can actually do shit. So when she does get blood magic around level 14, 15, then she can actually assign some stuff. So if I was to assign her tactics with a couple extra slots, it would be like self health minus 25, deactivate blood magic. And then the next slot would be self health greater than 25, activate blood magic, right? And then I would say self health minus 25 on the next one, use health potion. Or something like that. You could do a minus 50 type thing, but I don't know. If she's using regenerate and she's got a huge health pool, she might be able to get away with like a minus 50 plus 50 minus 50 type thing. Maybe. Anyway, something along those lines. So I set Meryl up the same way in Dragon Age 2. I set her self-health minus to turn off blood magic. Then I give her a self-health minus, whatever that minus is, use health potion. And then there's going to be a cooldown to restart blood magic, or a cooldown to restart whatever. Meryl suffers the same thing. And then if health is still above, say, like 50%, then activate. So she's always going to activate it if it's not activated, as long as she's at full health. But if she gets knocked down below, then you can also orchestrate that with your mage. Like let's say you had an extra slot for win. You could be like Alistair, health minus 90, regenerate. Alistair, health minus 75, heal. And then on Alistair's tactics, you could have health minus 50, use a health potion. Because apparently there's not a spell there to keep him alive, right? Type of thing, right? So you have like a ladder. And then you could have an extra slot like Morrigan, health minus 25, heal. It would at least get her to a certain point and keep her alive if she's almost dying, right? And allow her to keep casting some spells. And you don't give her a shit ton of spells to cast, you just give her all the good shit, like Blood Wound, Hemorrhage with the Blood Magic Tree. Give her Winter's Grasp. Depending on what else you have, there's a really good spell. I forget what it's called. Let me see. Hold on. It's down here somewhere. Yeah, this right here. And she only needs 1 point to get it, because she's already like halfway there. And it's Affliction Hex. And basically, if you like put that on a boss or an elite, which is surrounded by enemies, dude, the spell cast is like this big. So everybody in that spell cast, including the person you cast it on, is now like that much more weak to magic. Any kind of like frost, fire, lightning, any kind of magic element, right? It inflicts penalties to all of their resistances, so they all actually take more damage. So if she does cast Blood Wound, like right after that, her spirit damage from Blood Wound is going to be like, I don't know, and I think it's based on your actual magic too. Since it requires magic, I think it's based on your magic. So if her magic stat is up here, because she's a blood mage, yeah, this shit is going to do work. And then her Blood Wound is going to do work. So, like that, it's a beautiful way to set her up. You know, I'm not using her like that here. I just got to throw that out there because, honestly, like playing a rogue, you just got to sacrifice Liliana. Probably just run just a straight dex rogue. Do your thing. I don't know, duelist, assassin. You can do an assassin bard and do your own buffs, but you're not going to have a lot of cunning, so it's not going to do a whole lot for you and your party, but it's something. Probably just run momentum. Just let Alistair just do his thing, and then you've got Morrigan just doing her blood magic shit, and then she's basically paralyzing everybody. And you're just getting free backstabs on, well, everybody. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Probably set Win up for Winter's Grasp as well. And maybe even some Petrifies. So that backstabs, a couple Shatters here and there. Maybe set Alistair up to if an enemy is frozen. Or if an enemy is not rooted, not paralyzed. Immobilized? I think it's immobilized. Then to use like a certain ability to maybe get a free shatter in here and there. But really you're just looking for free backstabs. So your character is just backstabbing the shit out of like everything. Anyway, so that's like a whole nother thing. Here, what we're doing is this. I mean, this is cool. This works. And she can keep herself alive, and we got plenty of those. She could probably make some actual health bolts. Is only 2. Oh, because we don't have any elf fruit. All right, that's fine. Let's just make them and just have them. Nice. Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff. I don't like giving, if I want Morgan to be an autonomous blood mage, I can't give her a whole bunch of super expensive, long draw skills. Like she can, like blood wound, hemorrhage. She doesn't have to do this. She doesn't have to do the rah-rah speech for 10 minutes. She can just cast it like any other spell. She just puts it somewhere and just casts it. Same thing with you as a blood mage. Like it's super extra legit, and it paralyzes basically everything within it. If they're not paralyzed, they're still taking massive spirit damage. And I mean, as long as she can pull that off, plus an occasional freeze, and then also there's another thing. If you give her what was that called? Hold on a second. There's a name for that. If you give her this, if you give her drain life, every time she activates this, and she just uses this basically for damage and survival, it does a combo. So it gives her 2 times more health, which is still only like 4 or 5 points. It's actually basically nothing. But the spirit damage is stupid. Like, it's stupid. And if you give Morgan a bunch of, if you give her like the black silk gloves or whatever you get from the blood mages, that's like 20% more spirit damage. Give her a 10% spirit damage ring. Give her a 5% spirit damage ring, and just let her roll with that. Every time she hits blood wound, dude, it's like 25% stronger, and then it's another 25%. It's like 50% stronger. And she's paralyzing the fuck out of everything. And she can keep herself alive while she's doing it. But you really need to give her like the Reaper's vestments and the Life Giver ring. So I guess you'd probably just do the spirit damage ring 10% and the gloves. Really wouldn't have room for both, but yeah, stuff like that. And then give her the belt that I think I'm wearing right now. Right? You give her this. This is from the Golems of Amgarak, and this is like 6 willpower, 6 spell power, improves blood magic, which makes everything cheaper, and she's golden. But she's literally golden. You can actually make Morgan a blood mage, and it actually works. It doesn't just work, it's sometimes it's like really stupid. It's like, oh my god, Morgan is wrecking the entire fucking map, and nobody even got in a swing yet. She just killed everything. Fuck. That was stupid. Is that type of thing. I mean, it's cool though. It's cool. I mean, you kind of want that, right? Anybody who's like, I don't want my party to get any damage, I want to do all the damage, well, just solo that shit then. Okay, that's fine. Just, you want to play fucking Mr. I'm the Big Nuts and all that. But if you want your party to get like max damage, like make sure everybody's doing max shit together. So yeah, maybe I just backstabbed like one guy for 20 points, but my entire party just wiped a mob of like 12 people in literally 4 seconds. I'm cool with that. At the end of the day, shit, you look at the damage numbers and everybody's kind of even. That's a pretty good party to me. I'm not lying. If everybody's doing their job, I think that would be a bigger trophy to hang on your wall than my nuts are bigger than everybody else's, and I used everybody else to make me hit harder, even though it made the game 3 times harder. What the fuck is the point of that? I don't know. I don't get it. No. Death magic, corpses only give you like 1 hit point per corpse. It's nerfed by blood magic. The only thing that's not nerfed by blood magic is regenerate. Everything else is nerfed. Like even a full heal spell with 100 magic will only give you like 3 hit points when you use it. Like it's destroyed pretty much. I'm not doing that with this character. This is just theory crafting with Morgan. I'm dropping Morgan off as soon as we're done with lowering. As soon as we go to camp, I'm using Leliana. In fact, I might replace Morgan with Leliana earlier than later, to be honest. I think we get Puppy Bro here, though. Yes, and man, it's really sucks is in Dragon Age 2.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly.
Supply the men to sacrifice.
There are those who would take advantage of
destruction
our
of
weakened
Ferelden.
state if we let them. We must defeat this darkspawn incursion,
Supply the men
but we must do so
for whatever's
sensibly
controlling Logain
and without
to spend those
hesitation.
men out
Your
to
lordship, if I
murder
might
their
speak.
fellow Fereldans and harass them. Rape
You
and
have
kidnap
declared
their
yourself
children,
Queen
their
Honora's
wives,
regent, and claim we must
husbands.
unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everybody knows, huh?
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have
What,
not shirked my
independence
duty
from
to the
winning?
throne, and
The
neither will
independence
any
from
of
winning.
you.
I have
The
destroyed
Baron
Ferelden
will
from the
not bow
ground
to
up
you simply
to make them
because you
independent
demand it.
from
Understand this.
winning anything.
I will brook no threat
Like,
to
seriously,
this nation from
That's
you
literally what he just said.
or anyone.
Sorry. I will kill everybody here, which is the whole idea. That's not Logain talking.
Van Tegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil
No,
war.
he's
If Eamon were here...
he's manufacturing civil war. That's the whole
Van
point.
Tegan, my father is doing what is best.
Wow, you're a stupid
Did he
cunt.
also do what was best for your husband, your Majesty?
Why did they have to make her blonde? Come on, man. I don't like the stereotype. Stereotypes come around for a reason, though. But I really don't want to buy into that. But they had to make a Nora blonde. And a blonde politician at that. Fuck. Not a whole lot of win there. I mean, the proof is in, like, all of history. I'm not saying all blonde women are stupid or easily confused, but never mind. You know what? I'm just going to get in trouble with that one, right? No matter, even if it's true. Even if it's true.
All right, all right.
Oh my god. Oh, I hit hard, bitch. We're going hard in the yard. I'm one-shotting these, well, two-shotting these bitches. Yeah, basically two-shotting. Stop hitting my dog, bitch.
All right, all right.
Wow. Oh, look at Puppy Bro. He's like, bro, my teeth are tired. But we just chewed all that ass, didn't we? It's like, yeah, buddy. This is literally what I would tell my dog. Bro, you sure got on that ass. And he'd like, yeah, I chewed them, right? Yeah, you chewed. Are your teeth tired? Yeah. Are they too tired for cheese and roast beef and turkey and sausages? Like, no, my teeth are not too tired for cheese and roast beef and turkey and sausages. How about ice cream? Ice cream would feel good on my tired teeth. And then we get the cheese and roast beef and turkey and sausages, right? And yeah, we get all that, right? Thanks, buddy. And he'd be like, I love you, man. And I love you too, bro. This is literally how I would talk to my dog. That's exactly how that conversation would go. And my dog would be totally down with it. Ice cream? Oh shit, it's going down. Ice cream and just go sit on the beach. And eat ice cream and watch the sunset. And maybe some roast beef and, I don't know, cheat with a Slim Jim. You ever met a dog that didn't like a Slim Jim? The pepper's really not good, but if there's certain Slim Jims that aren't bad for dogs. I'm pretty sure of that. I don't know, your dog would agree that all Slim Jims are good for dogs, and you should, yeah, that should be a daily thing. Anyway, just saying. Just pet him. Oh, man. Oh, there was this dog on a delivery tonight, and he was like this old guy. He was like an old, he wasn't a golden retriever. Not even sure it was that. I don't know. Maybe part golden retriever. Golden retriever lab, maybe, type thing. I don't know. The hair was more lab-like. But he looked more like a gold. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. He was dude, right? But he was old. And so I was delivering pizza, and the lady was trying to get her money together. Don't know why she didn't have her money together, but it took her 5 minutes to do so. But the cool part was her dog got his head down, right? And he's got his tail like a shark. And he's swimming at me with his shark tail. And he comes to me and he's like super, super gentle, right? And so I petted him. He's like, what's up, buddy? And then lady in the house, she says, oh, he's a sweetheart. And I said, all dogs are sweethearts. They're all of them are sweethearts. If your dog's not a sweetheart, it's just because you're a bad person. No bad dogs, just bad people. Facts. End of conversation. So I got to pet the dog for like, I don't know, a while. And the lady finally came with her money and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I was just talking to the dog. We had this conversation. He's like, yeah, man, I totally agree. What you got in that bag? I'm like, I got pepperoni and mozzarella in this bag. He's like, really? Yeah, I'm like, totally, yeah, I got pepperoni and mozzarella in this bag, like right here. And this, I mean, I can't take you with me, but I could show you where it came from. And he's like, okay, I mean, I really want to go where this came from. Yeah, but this is your home. And he's like, okay, well, these are my best friends, so I can't leave with you. But just so you know, I would really like to go with you to go get like unlimited mozzarella and pepperoni and, roast beef and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I totally understand. But I mean, I brought pizza though. So you have pizza here. And he's like, okay, well, that's cool. So, I mean, this was this conversation we're having, right? Oh, man. Oh, nice. I have no ice cream. I wish you know what? I need ice cream right now. It's too late early to go drive to the store and go get like a pint of ice cream. If I got a pint of ice cream though, I don't know if you have this, but it's called Moo Crunch. Millennium Crunch. Bluebell Millennium Crunch. That is the shit. It's got like everything in it. I think it's got pecans and almonds and white chocolate and like toffee crunches and then chocolate chips, and it's all kind of like in a super creamy vanilla. Man, it's friggin' amazing. If you like crunchy stuff in your ice cream, it's amazing. If you just like plain ice cream, it's not going to be amazing to you. But if you like crunchy shit in your ice cream, you don't need to put anything in this ice cream. It's already got it. It's friggin' amazing. Moo Crunch. My next favorite is probably Tin Roof. Rocky Road is nice, but Tin Roof. Once again, crunchy shit in my ice cream. Look, if you give me plain vanilla, I'm gonna put some like grape nuts on that shit or something to give it some texture, or some Cocoa Puffs. Put some Cocoa Puffs in your vanilla ice cream. Thank me later. Thank me later. Or put some what is it? Peanut butter? Captain Crunch? Peanut butter crunch? Is that what it's called? Whatever. If you could find it, peanut butter Captain Crunch in your chocolate ice cream. Thank me later. Just thank me later. You could probably almost live off of that. I don't know. I mean, they feed that shit to our children, so it's got to be good, right? Just saying. All right.
I think he was out there looking for you. He's chosen you.
Yeah, true story.
Barbaria like that. They call it imprinting.
Does this mean we're going to have this mangy beast
This
following
mangy
us about
beast.
now?
She loves the
Wonderful.
dog, by the way.
He's not mangy.
The dog hangs out with Morgan at camp more than anybody else. And the dog tends to, like, I don't know, eat her, like, herbs and shit. And she's like, those herbs were poison. And he's like, but they were tasty. Okay, well, I'm not giving you any more. And the dog's like, please? And she's like, okay, maybe. And he's like, okay, thanks. It's that type of shit. She loves the dog, which makes me like Morgan even more. Alistair, I don't know if he's mentally equipped to love a dog. I think it takes a certain caliber of person to love a dog. I mean, Alistair's not a bad person, but how does he... I mean, he doesn't mind the dog. I mean, if he was capable of loving a dog, he would. He's just a little too simple for that. So, yeah. Rough. All right. So what was the punk band? Was it who did Sid Vicious? Sid Vicious. Was that who was that? A famous punk band. Sid Vicious. Who did he I don't know. Do you even use the word sing? Who did Sid Vicious play for? I'm just gonna ask it that way. I'm not sure that sing or anything else is actually Sid Vicious. Who was that? Anybody know? Can't think of it off the top of my head. Now I have to go look it up. He's not equipped to love a dog. He's really totally not. I mean, yeah. Anyway, the dog is smarter than he is. Let's just put it that way. The dog is literally smarter than he is. That's actually a fact. Like it's actually like proven in the game that the dog is actually smarter. Who did Sid Vicious play for? Let's see, Sid Vicious. Hold on a second. I have to Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious. There we go. Oh, the Sex Pistols. There we go. Well, no, it was the Sex Pistols. I'm not going to call my dog the Dog Pistols. I can call him Dog Vicious, though. I could call them Teeth Pistols. Teeth Pistols. Hold on a second. Maybe somebody would get the reference. I don't know. Can we actually put this in here? Teeth Pistols. Come on, one more letter. God damn it. That was... Wait, not the Sex Pistols, but the Bark Pistol. Oh, there we go. Bark Pistols. Bark Pistols. It's friggin' punk band, man. The Bark Pistols. That could actually probably be a thing. Bark Pistols. Bark Pistols the dog. That's friggin' awesome. Come on, man. Keith Vicious of the Bark Pistols. Dude, you could probably make like a cartoon out of that these days. Keith Vicious of the Bark Pistols. Just saying. Could totally be a thing. Yeah, you'd probably get sued for it. Yeah, probably. Well.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers
Oh,
to
they're
attend
looting
to.
their latest corpse.
By a dwarf, oddly enough.
They don't look much like them others, you know.
See, what time is it?
Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense.
I know, it's already 6 o'clock.
Greetings, travelers.
Damn it,
Highwaymen
man.
preying on those fleeing.
This is my cutoff point.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
Well, Sid Vicious would approve. Spark pistols. Spark pistols. Oh, you're toll collectors. Oh.
Indeed, for the upkeep of the Imperial Highway. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
That's a shame. Perhaps you should charge more.
You want to pay more? Well, we'll happily accept donations.
It's a rough business for what little you're charging. Does this dude not get the idea that he's about to die?
I could be mistaken, but that sounded threatening.
Sounded like a threat to me.
Sound like a threat to me.
Because you seem a bit outnumbered.
And your lackey sounds more intelligent than Alistair.
Did she say she's a Grey Warden? Them ones killed the king.
Them ones.
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear.
That's good English.
Logain put quite a bounty
That's
on him
almost
to our
LeBron
farm.
James level English.
Aren't them Grey
Them ones
Wardens
killed the
good?
king.
I mean, really good. Good enough to kill a king.
You have a point.
Herman
Well,
Munster
let's forget
couldn't
about
have said
so.
it better.
We'll just leave you to your darkspawn fighting, king-killing ways.
You know, I could use a
You
donation.
don't say.
They is really good, boss.
Remember, your strength adds to your persuasion.
Yes. 20 silvers? That's all we've collected today.
Oh, thanks.
Then take it. Do enjoy your stay in Lothering. and
I
all
like
that.
I like reverse robbering. When you're the good guys, that's pretty cool. Now we're just gonna kill every one of these pieces of shit.
Something is coming. I'll get on it.
Hey, watch it!
I literally can't move. That's amazing.
All right, all right. I am not.
Run while you still can. I'll get on it.
Run while you can. Do not win. Tear them apart.
All right. We surrender. We're just trying to get by.
You're just trying to get
Before the
by
darkspawn get us
robbing
all.
and murdering innocent people. Like a man, woman, and child and stealing her fucking little plushie toy, you piece of... You're a criminal.
Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize.
Thing's a piece of shit. Overrated piece of shit. Oh, but he's got the point lead. Yeah, he's been playing for 753 years with a physique that nobody else had. You give Michael Jordan, LeBron James physique, what the fuck do you have? You have an actual player with a heart that's 10 times better and does this shit for like 40 fucking years. So, you know what, LeBron James, fuck off and die and make the world a better place because you were never relevant. You never even learned how to speak English, and your fucking basketball is just time and just physique and absolutely nothing else. That motherfucker quit in the finals more times than Kobe won in the finals. What a fucking bitch. What a fucking quitting piece of fucking shit. What an overrated dog asshole. And everything he does for the community is to be seen by men. Oh, look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm doing. Motherfucker, you still can't speak English. And you're not doing anything except for yourself. Go fuck off. You got $1 billion and you spend $100 on a kid and you want the fucking news to tell about it in Tokyo? Go you fucking piece of shit. Fuck off. I kind of hate that fuck. Hand over everything you've stolen.
Yes, of course.
I don't know if we
Coins
ever
we
actually get
collected
the
are right
sovereign,
here.
but it's nice
Just
to
over 100
it's nice to
silvers.
punk him a little bit
The
more
rest is
before
in
we
the chest we brought.
destroy this
I
bitch.
swear. I'm not going down without a fight.
Oh yeah, no, you're gonna go. Oh, okay. Says we received $1.50. Y'all saw that in the bottom left? Take the stream back like 10 seconds. Whatever. Says we got $1.50 out of it. I'll take that. 100%. I was gonna kill him anyway, for free. Might as well get paid for it. True story. Okay, so that definitely goes to win. We won't be using Morgan, so yeah. So we're all set, actually. Don't need that. Wait, hold on a second. Lifestone? Let me take that back. Toxin. Only got trap making.
Yep.
So we can turn those in.
Is awesome.
Oh, Liliana has basic poison making, right? All right, guys. Yeah, his fucking flu game where he had like what 48 points and fucking single-handedly willed his team to a win, but the motherfucker was thrown up in his timeouts. He was like fucking sweating and shit. He could barely move, and he was still twice as good as anybody on the floor, even though he was at 50%, which means he's 4 times better than everybody. Yeah, man. And LeBron just quits because he says, my team isn't good enough to carry me. My team isn't good enough to carry me. I quit. All this for nothing. What a fucking narcissist, diva, fucking self-centered, dog shit, coward piece of the opposite of what a good athlete is, piece of shit. Fucking hoe-ass fuck. People are saying he's the GOAT. GOAT. Gigantic orifice of all time. The asshole to be fucked in disrespect. For even mentioning yourself among players that are even good at the game, much less great. That motherfucker doesn't deserve shit. That thing is a garbage. Fucking coward, quitting piece of shit. They had to rig the entire NBA and knock out all of Golden State's squad to get that motherfucker a cockroach win, to get a fucking bunch of rigged gambling bets to pass in Vegas. To bring one home to Cleveland. Motherfucker, you didn't do anything. The NBA fucking orchestrated that. They couldn't have even beat a half-healthy Golden State squad. But everybody agreed that this is what's going to happen because they're getting paid multiple millions of dollars to keep their fucking mouth shut when that shit is rigged. Same with NFL players. And any other organized sport where there's millions, even billions of dollars being bet every day, you're going to do what you're told. That's why you're being paid millions, because you don't do anything worthwhile in life. You're playing a sport that you would play free anyway. But here you are on the greatest stage. You just need to shut the fuck up and allow Vegas to do their thing. And allow the people in charge to make millions and billions of dollars. You need to shut the fuck up. If you say anything, you're out. You might wind up with a physical condition that kills you. Just be aware of that, along with your entire family. These athletes that have died mysteriously because maybe they wanted to speak out. You ever heard of their families since? Just asking. Lot of, like, the people that tried to expose the Clintons' real estate scams. They wound up with 2 gunshots to the back of the head on a county road that they never drove on in their entire life. 50 miles from their house, and it was called a suicide. That actually happened. So, yeah. But you're not allowed to question because you're supposed to be a sheeple fan of whatever sport it is that you're going along with. It sucks that you might actually have a team and you're really passionate about your team and you don't really understand why your team that has a Super Bowl winning roster is, 5,500 and a team that isn't worth even fucking playing and barely wins a game by the field goal in the fourth quarter every single fucking game has an almost flawless record. Well, the odds are maybe money is involved. Yeah, because if there's billions involved, it's not legit. It has to be crooked because there's billions involved. It sucks to accept that, but it's the truth. So, there you go. Anyway, I've got to seriously go get some sleep. I got a long day ahead of me. I got to go into work early, and I'll probably be there late. Yep. Now, I remember. But we're all supposed to forget that. See, this is this generation. And everybody's a sheeple, and you're supposed to... Well, you're just supposed to just give your money when it's asked for. For just whatever. And be led into a whole bunch of dark rabbit holes that lead to you giving more of your money when they tell you to. Yeah. All right, whatever. Man, good talk, guys. Really good talk. Yeah, it's going on, 6:30 in the morning now, probably? Yeah, well, close enough. My time, anyway. I know, it says we've only been streaming for about 3 hours. That's about true. I didn't start streaming until after, 3 in the morning, but I was at work, really super late, and it didn't amount to anything. I didn't make shit at work tonight. Just really depressing. And I got, I'm working with the DA threats from my fucking lawyer tonight, too. While I was trying to work, and I'm like, bitch, and you're gonna leave me hanging for the weekend? I don't know how to resolve that. Maybe God will step in and just make shit go the way it's supposed to go, and we'll just leave it at that. No, I'm sure he will. Whatever's supposed to happen is gonna happen, so... Anyway, so it was a really long night. And it didn't amount to shit. Put another over 100 miles delivery on my fucking car for absolutely nothing. Shame. Anyway, whatever. It bees like that sometimes. It's not always the way you want it to be. It's all good. It'll be greater later, right? Maybe even tonight. Who knows? Anyway, all right, good night, guys. I'm gonna go find something to eat, I guess, and try to pass out, at least for a few hours, and then, yeah, I gotta get up earlier today. I have things to do before work, and then work, and then, I don't know. I mean, if it's just dog shit again tonight, I'll probably leave early, and then maybe stream. I'll definitely stream earlier than 3 o'clock in the morning, I think. If I can't stream earlier than 3 o'clock, I'm just not going to. Yeah, if you don't see me by 2 a.m. my time, then, yeah, I'm probably not coming, because I'll just call it a day. Again. Anyway. All right, well, good night, everybody. And thanks for hanging out, man. We had another really good stream tonight, I think. I think it was cool. Apparently some of you guys thought it was cool, too, so works for me. Anyway, God bless. You guys have a good weekend if I don't see you again tonight. If I do see you again tonight, well, then I'll see you. And we'll do the same bat thing on the same bat channel, I guess. All right, good night, everybody.